Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't happy, so this could be a make-or-break season for the Milwaukee Bucks. They were defeated by the 8th-seeded Miami Heat in round 1. Not to mention, Jimmy Butler averaged a ridiculous 37 points per game, while shooting well over 40% from the three-point line. With the amount of firepower the Bucks have on both sides of the ball, that's just something that should have never happened. It's as simple as that. Even after Giannis was injured, the Bucks still had 3 great defenders: Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, and Javon Carter. So if they couldn't defeat an 8th-seeded team while possessing some of the best defensive players in the world, they've got a lot to worry about coming into this season. The Bucks tried to quickly fix things by firing Mike Budenholzer, who had just won them a championship a couple seasons ago. They replaced him with former Toronto Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin, and it's said that Giannis was a part of the hiring process with bringing Griffin in, which isn't all that surprising. It's more common nowadays for your best player to be involved in every major move surrounding the team. But the funny thing is, that is one of the biggest reasons why Giannis isn't too sure about his future with the Bucks. He said this: "You've got to see the dynamics, how the coach is going to be, how we're all going to be together. All my teammates know, and the organization knows I want to win a championship. As long as we're on the same page with that, and you show me, and we go together to win a championship, I'm all for it. The moment I feel like, oh yeah, we're trying to rebuild." Yeah, that statement alone should make the organization concerned, because most first-year head coaches struggle, and it seems like Giannis will really be putting pressure on Adrian Griffin to get them to the promised land this year. But with the amount of amazing talent in both conferences, that may be extremely hard to do with a first-year coach. Nonetheless, he went on to say this: "This is my team, and it's going to be my team forever. I don't forget the people who were there for me, allowed me to be great and to showcase who I am to the world, and gave me the platform. But we have to win another one. But at the end of the day, being a winner, it's over that goal. Winning a championship comes first. I don't want to be 20 years on the same team and don't win another championship." It doesn't get any more clear than that. This season is significant. If they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose in a close series, he'll be fine, and he will return. But if another low-seeded team beats them in the first or second round, I don't see any scenario in which he returns to Milwaukee. The Miami Heat just completely manhandled them in the series. Mike Budenholzer couldn't find a solution to slowing down Jimmy Butler, or find a solution to limiting the Heat's three-pointers. The Heat shot 45% from 3 compared to Milwaukee's 38%. They also had 7 players who shot over 40% from 3 on at least 3 attempts. That is unacceptable. The Heat were just hot from 3, okay, we get it, but the amount of freedom Jimmy had to score and get to his spots was unusual to see against a powerhouse defense like the Bucks. It's clear that they need a defender with some size to be able to disrupt scores like him, and that brings us to a trade scenario that could potentially turn things around in Milwaukee. Send Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen, and Marjon Beauchamp to the Toronto Raptors for OG Anunoby. Now, why would the Raptors accept this? Well, because the Raptors were an awful shooting team last year, ranking 28th in three-point percentage. So adding Bobby Portis and Grayson Allen will help them big time. Plus, they're all right defensively too. Marjon would fit the Raptors perfectly as well, from his build, defense, and overall potential as a solid two-way player soon. But now, why and how could OG help the Bucks? Well, we've got to start with his best attribute, defense. Remember, during the Bucks' 2021 championship run, they had PJ Tucker. His size, strength, and overall defensive IQ played a massive part in their winning. Throwing Tucker on more significant elite scores allowed Holiday to play free in a defensive playmaker role, which is something he excels at. We all know Holiday can defend more prominent players, but still, when you're going up against an offensive machine like Butler, who is almost 5 inches taller than you and outweighs you by a significant amount, there's little you can do once he gets in the zone. He can get to the mid-range and rise over you. And I'm not saying that PJ Tucker could have stopped Butler from averaging 37, but I can assure you it wouldn't have been as easy. With great scores, you have to be able to throw multiple bodies on them to shake things up. Look back at what the Celtics did to Kevin Durant and the Nets. They had the luxury of putting Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams, and Marcus Smart on him. All great defenders with size to match any elite scorer in the NBA. So having OG could be a game changer defensively. Just think about it briefly. Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Giannis, and OG are all on the same team. That's the best defensive four you could ever ask for. OG made the all-defensive team this year for a reason. At 6'7", 230 pounds, he is a massive defender who can guard all 4 positions at an insanely high level. His length combined with Lopez and Giannis would be scary for any opposing team. But the hidden factor is this: Adrian Griffin is a defense-first type of coach, which is amazing news. When asked what his brand of basketball is, he said this: "So I've been under many great coaches, and you take the good and you make it your own. So I'm fortunate I have a large pool to pull from, but defense wins. We're going to be a proactive defense. We're going to get after it. We want to pressure the ball. We want to take our defense to the offense. We won't allow the offense to take their offense to us. We're going to pressure the ball. We're going to get turnovers, and we're going to get out and run. We'll also make adjustments throughout the game with our defense and switch up our defense." So if we had to take a guess, we think he's focusing on defense, which isn't all that surprising given that he's coming from Toronto. Again, adding OG to that defense with Griffin as the coach would be a major step in the right direction. I know Bucks fans are still stuck on trading away Bobby Portis and their young player Beauchamp, but for all the reasons I just mentioned, you have to do this move if it's available. You could find another Bobby Portis and Grayson Allen before you could find another OG, that's for sure. His value isn't just on defense either. The man averaged 16 points per game while shooting 38% from 3 and 83% from the free throw line. So he's right in the middle of the scoring pack, which is why this is the perfect opportunity to snatch him up. The Bucks team is still very good, even with Giannis coming off a minor knee surgery. Last season, he averaged 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting 55% from the field. He makes a strong case to be the very best player in the NBA. Even without a jump shot, he knows how to dominate on both ends of the floor. Drew Holiday is coming off arguably the best season of his career, averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, while shooting 48% from the field and 38% from 3. He didn't have the best performance on either end of the floor in the playoffs, but it happens. He's still a top 5 or so two-way player in the game, and they need him if they want to win another ring anytime soon. As for Brook Lopez, his impact is excellent on both ends. I don't think many realize that in the Miami series, he averaged 19 points, 1.4 steals, and 1.8 blocks while shooting 41% from 3 and 58% from the field. During the regular season, he was a monster defender, arguably the best rim protector in the league, and leading the NBA in contested shots per game. Chris Middleton had a pretty good series. He scored 23 points on good efficiency, shooting 46% from the field and 40% from 3. All in all, my point is this: this season could go one of 3 ways for the Bucks. 1, they win it all, and everyone is happy. 2, they lose in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals in a close series, and Giannis comes back. Or the Bucks get crushed again in the first round, and Giannis leaves. The amount of pressure on Milwaukee right now is enormous. Whenever they go on a brief losing streak next season, everyone will monitor Giannis at every moment, trying to get his reaction. He wants a ring this season. There's no other way around it. And while the Bucks are talented and have that potential, realistically, they're still one move away. And I think that move is to get OG. Or maybe the Bucks feel they can run it back with the same roster since a new coach is here. They think he can get them different results from what happened versus Miami. Either way, they better do whatever they want to do fast. The clock is ticking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.